Hi, I'm Chloe Latham Sikes, Deputy Director of Policy at IDRA.
And I'm Ramón, Deputy Director of Advocacy at IDRA.
School reopening guidance from the Texas Education Agency, or TEA, and other state officials has changed rapidly, sometimes multiple times in a day.
With the first day of school right around the corner, we're going to walk you through a breakdown of the latest state rules and guidance for schools.
First, here are the rules for reopening schools. School districts can choose when their school year starts, but they still must meet all state requirements for yearly instruction time for students. If schools reopen virtually, they have up to 8 weeks to open schools up for students to attend in person. After that, schools must offer in-person classes. Parents can select remote instruction so their child can stay home or transfer to another district if theirs doesn't offer remote options.
Second, here are the rules for how schools should promote health and safety. Districts must have a COVID-19 system to alert parents, teachers, and staff in case of COVID-19 exposure. Schools must require masks based on state guidance, which currently exempts children under 10 years old. However, schools may make additional rules for students to wear masks as developmentally appropriate. You may have heard some confusion about the Attorney General saying local health officials can't shut down schools. While that means that schools can't be shut down to prevent the spread of COVID-19, local health officials may close schools in the event of outbreaks or other COVID-19 exposure. Schools may also close in-person classes for up to 5 consecutive days if there's a positive COVID case.
Third, there's a lot of questions about how state funding for schools will be affected. Schools get state funding based on in-person and remote instruction for students in 3rd through 12th grades. Even if a campus closes temporarily, they will continue to receive state funding so long as remote instruction is still offered. As far as attendance, TEA will not take away funding from school districts because of lower student attendance for the first 12 weeks of the semester. Students attending classes in person and remotely count towards state funding.
Finally, to meet students' technology needs, schools have had to address the digital divide. TEA is offering discounted technology purchases and reimbursements to districts, but more is needed to address the digital divide throughout the state. Internet access is essential to remote instruction when schools do have to deal with COVID-19 on their campuses.
Reopening schools for in-person learning is risky. Reopening plans should be equitable and consider the needs of English learners, students with special needs, students from limited incomes, and very young children. It should also only be done when infection rates in a community are consistently low and controlled.
To learn more about reopening schools and responding to COVID-19 equitably, check out IDRA's reopening infographic map and our guide to ensuring education equity during and after COVID-19.